Hi, my name is Jimenez-Bene, and I've been a coach for a year and a half. I am one of Jamie's personally sponsored diamond coaches. And today I am going to talk to you about one of the skills that we use the most and can continue to get better at in our business. And that skill is communication. In my previous life, I did training and development for human resources, and I taught a lot of leadership skills. And this is the one skill that I believe is key on building relationships. Whether you are building relationships with potential coaches and communicating the business, whether you are trying to communicate the product, whether you're trying to communicate who you are and what you stand for, we are constantly communicating in this business. So I wanted to share a few slides to talk to you, how can we use this and how can we continue to improve our communication and just be more effective in communicating. So I'm going to share my screen, and I hope you can see this. But communication is key. Knowledge is key. Knowing where you stand and how you communicate is very important. I'm sure we all have had the experience where some people have not understood what we said, or we thought we said this and we thought it was clear, but it wasn't necessarily clear. And that is all because of how we communicate. So we have communication styles, and your communication style is developed or based off of external influences and also internal influences. So your internal influences being things like your morals, your values, whether you're an extrovert, not an extrovert, and then your external influences being those things like your school, your home, if you had siblings, if you were an only child, if you live in the city versus in the country, how you experience and how you work through those external influences. So it all builds to how you then present yourself and how you communicate, okay? We divide the communication styles into four main parts, okay? You have your person who is more, communicates more analytic, who communicates more driver, who is more of an expressive, who is more of a relator. So those are your four main communication styles. Now, as we go forward, I want us to really take focus and just think about first yourself. We have a preference or a dominant on communication. And I want you to think, which is your preference communication styles, or which are you more dominant in, okay? We may have more than one. We may have a little bit of all four of them. But it's really important for us to identify and assess where do we fall, so then we can continue to get better at communicating with other communication styles, or people who communicate or like to receive communication in a different way. So think about it. You are an analytic if you are factual. You like numbers, you like statistics, you are very detail-oriented, you do to-do list. You have a to-do list, and if you do something outside of that to-do list, you will normally add it to that to-do list and scratch it off. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Okay, process information without visual emotion. You're very black or white. There's no real gray area. You get things right, but not necessarily get things done. So could be viewed as somebody who procrastinates. And you need time to process. So you like to gather the information and then process it. Determine what is that flow, what is the process that you're going to take to then accomplish it. Okay? If you are a driver, you push for concrete answers and results. It's like, tell me the details. Give me the information. You want to get things done. You want to check those things off of the list, and you do not add anything to the list. You focus on what you said you were going to get done, and you get it done. It is very hard to say no to a driver. You focus is on getting things done, to the point, get it done, get in, get out type of thing. You're an expressive if you show feelings, if you place a higher priority on relationship. You love the team environment and wanting to grow as a team. Making decisions is a little bit harder for you to do. So you try to bring that team together and make a decision together. And just working together is where you thrive. And finally, you are a relator if you love to talk. If you have constantly new ideas, you're creative, you base decisions on intuition and not necessarily on facts. So you just feels right, okay? You love competition. You exude warmth. People feel like you get what they're saying. You understand. You're just that. You love the exhilaration, but you are also so calm in how you proceed yourself. So do you get an idea of where you fall? Have you assessed your style? So then let's take a minute to really talk about how can you improve on better communicating. Why? Because for a person who is analytic, it is very hard for them to communicate with the person who is catty corner for them. So if you're an analytic and you like to process information with facts and number, you will have the most difficult time to communicate with an expressive. If you are a driver, you will have the toughest time to express yourself to a relator. So what can we do to get better and evenly distribute our communication style? Well, the first thing that we can do is think about how can we better communicate? How can we better, now by knowing this and knowing how people like and prefer to communicate, how can we then identify where people fall and also try to give the information that that person needs? So for example, if I am an analytic and I am talking to an expressive, I want to make sure that I'm asking their opinion, that I'm getting their input, that they are part of the decision making, because that is what they love. They love the team environment. So you have to make an effort to make them part of the team. Okay, you have to involve them on the decisions that that team is going to make. The same thing if you're talking to a customer, for example. Let them be part of the decision of which program to select. Give them two options. Make them feel that they're the ones coming together with you, with your help, to come to a conclusion on what is the program that's best going to fit them. If you're an expressive, what can you do to better communicate with an analytic? Well, you can, one, be patient, be specific, be accurate, and offer facts. This is the type of customer that you want to tell them on the 21-day fix, you could lose 5 to 15 pounds in 3 weeks. Give them numbers. Tell them the percentage of people who are successful. Tell them the time investment. You have to put in 30 minutes a day. Do you have 30 minutes a day? Be specific. Bullet point those things that they need to do daily. As, let's say, a coach, what do they need to do? Invite, okay, how many people? 1, 2, 3. This is a person, if you are an expressive and you're talking to a coach who is an analytic, reverse engineer their goals, help them to see the numbers, okay? So with your driver, if you are a driver and you're speaking to a relator, then you want to be sure that you are genuine. that you are giving them time to process, time to think, that you are being open, that you're not just trying to wham bam, get something done and get out the door. No, don't push them. They're going to need more time to process the information, to make a decision on what is the best thing and option for them. If you're a relator and you're talking to a driver, get to the point, guys. If they ask you how much does it cost for a driver, do not give them it includes this and that and this and this, all, and you put it all together and built it up and say for the price of $160 or $140, whatever the price you make. Be specific. They asked you for the price, give them the price. Tell them what they are looking for. And be very, very specific, okay? Do not try to beat around the bush with the driver, because you'll completely lose them and they'll go with another customer or another coach. So I hope this has helped, and I hope this has given you the information that you need to think about, okay, where do I fall and where can I improve? The best communicator would be a communicator that is distribute between all 4 communication styles. Okay, someone who can relate and identify each one of the styles and relate quickly to them. So again, knowledge is key. Knowing where you fall, knowing what you assessed, and knowing how you can help others better communicating, more effective communicating with them is key. And as Jim Rohn would say, if you just communicate, you can get by. But if you communicate skillfully, you work miracles. I hope this is great information, and I hope that you can take this and improve your communication. I wish you the best. Thanks.
Can I see some of this?